Welcome to the training mode. This stage will review the basics of flying your combat spacecraft and managing its control systems. To get started, the increase and decrease throttle buttons will be highlighted after you click or tap on OK below. Practice using both of the throttle buttons to observe how you can change the set velocity of your spacecraft. Press each throttle button to set desired velocity. Notice your ship adjusts its forward velocity level, FVL, to match the set level you select with the throttle buttons. Good. Next, press and hold the afterburner button briefly to increase your spacecraft's velocity at a much faster rate. Observe how your ship's forward velocity returns to the set level you select with the throttle buttons once you release the afterburner button. Press and hold the afterburner button briefly. When ready, release the afterburner button. Practice rotating your ship with the rotation screen stick. Rotate briefly in all directions until the next stage is displayed. By default, you can also swipe the screen for finer trim control to make higher precision maneuvers like docking easier. You can optionally test that control now for this stage as well. Practice engaging strafe thrusters with the strafe screen stick. Strafe briefly in all directions until the next stage is displayed. Also optionally turn off inertial dampening with the IDS on-off button. When the IDS system is disabled, your spacecraft can drift freely and only strafe thrusters will change the course of your ship. Try this now by turning the IDS system off and on. You can optionally set ship velocity before disabling the IDS to try rotating and strafing while drifting. Press the IDS on-off button to disable inertial dampening. Note how the button itself will remove the highlight brackets. In this mode, your spacecraft can freely drift. Press the IDS button again to reactivate inertial dampening. The range you can set your spacecraft's velocity to is adjustable via the IDS scale factor. The current scale factor is shown on your ship's status display on the lower left. You can access the system console to adjust the scale factor, as well as set your spacecraft's speed to a percentage of the current IDS scale range. A full range mode is also available for negative values. Here is the location of the IDS scale factor and range mode on the ship's status display. Click or tap to continue. This stage will cover the navigation console, which allows you to travel to precise locations in the 3D environment of space. Objects in space can be in any direction relative to your position, and learning to navigate is one of the most important skills to develop so you can effectively and efficiently move around in the game's universe. Good. Now plot a nav point to a destination at X40K, Z40K by tapping on the map. Use the trim arrow buttons on the right to fine-tune as needed. Next, tap on the launch button to activate the jump drive to travel to the selected destination. Now tap on the Return to Game button. That's how to quickly travel from one point to another. Open the navigation console again to continue. You can zoom in and out on the current sector using the buttons on the left. Zoom out by one sector now by tapping on the Zoom Out button. This brings more sectors into view. Tap the Set Lock button to set the nav point to your current location. Try that now. The Text On button will display text details for icons on the map. Activate the Text On mode now. Good. Notice how coordinate information and some description details appear next to map icons. Tap Autopilot next. The autopilot will fly your ship to a selected destination, including using the jump drive across sectors. Tap it again. You can use the sector arrow buttons to center the map. If you ever need to recenter the nav map to the sector you are currently in, the side view button will rotate the nav map so you can view elevation, which is the Y coordinate. Try that now. Up and down on the map is now Y rather than Z. This way you can adjust the height of the nav point. Return the map to top view. To set the nav point to an object in space, simply tap on its nav map icon. Do this now by tapping on the icon for the nearby planet. For most objects, the nav system will place the nav point at a safe distance. Next, slide over the map to view coordinates or icon details. The quadrant map mode will let you preview other regions in the quadrant and retrieve valuable trade data. Tap Quadrant now. You can select a remote sector location with this map mode, or tap Tech Econ or Territory to view details. Tap Nav Map when finished. Jump gates connect the various star systems. Hold your finger over the purple gate icon to view its details, then tap on it to set the nav point. Fly through gates to travel to the star systems they are linked to. That completes this training section. Tap Return to Game to continue. This stage will cover the inventory console and basic trade operations. The inventory console is how you will access space station and city markets, as well as manage your ship's installed equipment, weapons, cargo, and fuel. The inventory console also provides access to docked options when you arrive at space stations. Tap on the inventory button to begin. Open the inventory console by tapping on the HUD button above. The inventory console is divided into 4 sections. Equip cargo and weapons fuel display what you have on your ship. Tap in a blank area to continue. Market provides a list of items for sale. Contracts accesses available jobs you can accept to earn credits. Tap Market to continue. All items are color-coded. Purple items are commodities, yellow items are equipment, and green items are weapons. Tap to buy or double tap to sell. Buy a purple good. If your ship has the cargo capacity, the item will be added to your cargo bay. Likewise for equipment and weapon hardpoints. Tap Contracts to continue. This menu lets you review and accept available contracts. Choose objectives you can complete and look for new options in other locations. Tap Return to Game to continue. Whenever you dock at a space station, a docked options menu will open that gives you access to the shipyard and storage hangar. Your progress can be saved, and you can configure your ship or store cargo, equipment, and weapons in the hangar for later retrieval. That completes the training mode.